Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call this Tuesday, February 5th, 2019 meeting of Middletown City Council to order. If you please stand and join me in a moment of meditation and the pledge allegiance to the flag. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Skank, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Bohannon?
Here.
Mr. Moon?
Here.
Mr. Mulligan?
Here.
Mayor Mulligan?
Here.
Ms. Vittori? Here.
All right, that brings us to city manager reports. Mr. Atkins?
Your Honor, since we just got done with the workshop upstairs where we covered several topics, I do not have anything else to add for city manager reports tonight.
All right. With that, brings us to citizens' comments. I've received no cards this evening, so we can move to our consent agenda. Ms. Skank?
For your consideration this evening, we have the confirmation of the personnel appointment of Fess Cotton to the position of part-time bus driver in the Department of Administrative Services, Division of Transit, and to approve the extension of a contract for the maintenance of the Gateway Landscaping located at I-75 and State Route 122 from TR Gear Landscaping Incorporated of Fairfield, Ohio, in the total amount of $62,786.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion for the approval of the issues and actions as listed on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Ms. Skank, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Mulligan?
Yes.
Mr. Bohannon?
Yes.
Ms. Vittori?
Yes.
All right, we have one motion item.
To extend the DORA hours for St. Patrick's Day beginning at 8 a.m. until midnight on Saturday, March 16th, 2019.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I know there was a staff report. Mr. Atkins, anything to add?
Yes, Your Honor. As you're aware, under our ordinance with a request from Downtown Middletown, Inc., going through the police chief, we have the ability to extend the DORA hours for particular events. This one's obviously for St. Patrick's Day, and the chief is recommending approval of the extended hours.
Okay, do we have any questions for Mr. Atkins? Comments? All right, I'll entertain a motion. We will get the approval in a second. Ms. Skank, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Mulligan?
Yes.
Ms. Vittori?
Yes.
Mr. Bohannon?
Yes.
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
All right, that brings us to our council comments this evening. Start with Mr. Mulligan.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I offer thanks to the Middletown Ministerial Alliance for hosting the Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration rescheduled last Sunday, and I offer congratulations to Roger Smith, who received the Drum Major Award, and also at the separately at the Chamber of Commerce serving Middletown, Monroe, and Trenton. At its annual meeting, the Chamber honored Tom Blake for the Dick Slagle Lifetime Achievement Award, so I offer congratulations to Mr. Blake, and thanks to both of those organizations for their hospitality. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Bohannon?
Nothing this evening, sir.
All right. Ms. Vittori?
Nothing, thank you.
All right. Vice Mayor Moon?
Just a few items. I will echo Mr. Mulligan's comments on the Martin Luther King celebration. That was a wonderful event, as well as congratulating Mr. Blake and his family on the recognition with the Slagle Award. And I also want to mention that I attended the MIDI XL event, what was that, last Thursday? Mr. Atkins did a great job. The entire school district, it was a very impressive event. And if you haven't been out to the new school buildings, I would highly encourage you to get out there and check out the renovations at the high school and the new middle school. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I'll to reiterate those comments. It was good at the Chamber annual meeting. They had a lot of good progress they're making throughout the region, and it was good to see Mr. Blake being recognized for his time both here as a city commissioner as well as his commitment to the community and always done, and the events for the Martin Luther King Day. I did also have the opportunity to attend the 3R Development kickoff to Black History Month on Saturday out at MUM, and they recognized a number of silent heroes and want to commend them for those efforts because so often so many people get involved in the community and they work behind the scenes and do such good work, and they take a moment to recognize those individuals, and certainly appreciate that time. And had a Middletown native, Dr. Johnson, come in to speak, and he's an educator who's spent time in Columbus and Washington, D.C., and has written a book and has spent some time at Rosa Parks, and he had some very encouraging comments, and it's great to see folks coming back for that as well too. And again, the MIDI-XL event was a first-class event, a great way to creatively show and highlight what's going on in the schools. The production that they have, the video is worth checking out. It's maybe a 5 or 6 minute take that really shows from a student's perspective kind of the excitement that's going on at the high school and what we're doing. And I think they really it's a creative way to show it. And I think rather than a written report, hopefully that'll catch some eyes throughout the state and to be able to highlight the great things happening. So I appreciate Mr. Stiles and Mr. Atkins in terms of kicking that off. And it was a very good event. And I got the benefit of reading I think it was Dave and Bill Dig a Hole, and had a fun time with that in a reading session with the Chief and a few other folks. So I guess I passed my reading test, so we did a good job there. But we had fun. It was good to do that. And with that, we have I guess we're going to amend the agenda to remove a few items for consideration this evening. To a motion to remove items 3 through 10 and table those until the applicant is here to present some additional information.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Ms. Skank, would you call the roll?
Mr. Bohannon?
Yes.
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Mulligan?
Yes.
Ms. Vettori?
Yes.
All right, so we'll reflect that change to the agenda, and we will add those back when the applicant's here to present some updates on that. And with that, Ms. Fox, we can turn it over to you for the legislation this evening.
Thank you, Mayor Mulligan. This evening, there are 4 items of legislation, none of which are emergencies. The first is ordinance number O-2019-04. This is an ordinance establishing a procedure for and authorizing a contract with Badger Meter Incorporated for the purchase of water meters. This is a second reading and is ready for action this evening.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I know we had a presentation on this last time. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Ms. Skank, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Mulligan?
Yes.
Ms. Vettori?
Yes.
Mr. Bohannon?
Yes.
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Ordinance number O-2019-05, an ordinance modifying the designated outdoor refreshment area, establishing requirements to ensure public health and safety within such area. This is the second reading and is ready for action this evening.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I know we had a presentation on this previously as well. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Ms. Skank, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Vettori?
Yes.
Mr. Bohannon?
Yes.
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Mulligan?
Yes.
Ordinance number O-2019-06, an ordinance establishing a procedure for and authorizing contracts for grounds maintenance for the year 2019 and declaring an emergency. No action is requested until February 19th, 2019.
Okay, Mr. Atkins?
Yes, Your Honor. Back in 2016, the city took bids for a 3-year contract for mowing throughout the city. A 3-year extension was written into that original bid. However, staff has reviewed it and believes at this point a 1-year extension is prudent at this time. In your staff report, there were several properties, I think it was 4 or 5, that had problems that they simply were not able to continue to work at that price. They were rebid. And you've got the changes that are reflected in your staff report. This is coming out of several different funds: the general fund, the auto and gas tax fund, water fund, stormwater fund. 2019 total for all projects is $344,315. We are asking for a second reading, so as we get closer to March, we've got the contracts in place and we're ready to mow if we happen to get an early spring.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Atkins? All right, thank you.
Lastly is ordinance number O-2019-07, an ordinance establishing a procedure for and authorizing a contract with Motorola Solutions for the purchase of APX 6000 police radios. This is a first reading.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Motorola Solutions has informed all area public safety departments that their current software operating through our current radio system will no longer be serviced by Motorola. At some point, this will cause our radios to be non-functioning. We've been talking about this for a year or two. We're looking at several different ways of dealing with this, buying some existing radios to get extra parts. I mean, there's a number of things going on. One of them that you have in front of you tonight is a purchased 22 Motorola APX 6000 XE radios. and the accompanying equipment that go with it so that we can start testing for new radios before we have a problem with these.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Atkins?
This is in the 2019 budget, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Other questions or comments? All right, thank you. That brings us to our nearly last item, executive session under a number of items, but I need a motion of the authority of IRS Code 121.22G1 to consider the appointment of a public employee or official, and under the authority of IRS Code 121.22G2 to consider the purchase of property for public purposes or for sale of property competitive bidding if premature disclosure of information will give an unfair competitive or bargaining advantage, and under the authority of IRS Code 121.22G8 to consider confidential information related to marketing plans, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance or for negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance, provided that both of the following conditions apply. One, the information is directly related to the request for economic development assistance that is to be provided or administered under any provision of Chapter 715, 725, 1724, 1728, or sections of 701.07, 3735.67 to 3735.70, 5709.40 to 5709.43, 5709.61 to 5709.69, 5709.73 to 5709.75, or 5709.77 to 5709.81 of the revised code, or that involves public infrastructure improvements or the extension of utility services that are directly related to economic development project. And two, a unanimous quorum of the public body determines by a roll call vote that the executive session is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or the possible investment or expenditure of public funds to be made in connection with the economic development project.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
That's right.
So moved.
Thank you. Ms. Skank, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Moon?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Mulligan?
Yes.
Mr. Bohannon?
Yes.
Ms. Vettori?
Yes.
And following our executive session, we'll be reconvening to confirm the appointment of several board and commission members, and then we'll be recessing for the evening until our meeting on February 19th in these chambers. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you,
We'll
Your
be at 5:30 too, right? We'll be at 5:30.
Correct.
Yep.
We'll be at
Thank you.
5:30.